Bare necessity, but simple bare necessity. Bare necessity, but simple bare necessity.
Hey there, it's Bre Bear, and it is almost midnight, and I'm just, getting home from work and sitting down to film because that's what you do. Ignore the messiness. Also, ignore my hair. Honestly, I literally just went to work. I braided it, had my windows down the whole drive there and the whole drive back, and I haven't done anything to re-braid it or touch it up at all. This is the state of my hair. This is what we're doing. So today I am doing my Reading Rush TBR. I almost said Booktubeathon. And I'm going to apologize in advance for all of the times that I call it Booktubeathon. So if you don't know, the Reading Rush is a week-long readathon that was originally created by Ariel Bissett, and it was originally called the Booktubeathon. This is the first year of the actual Reading Rush. Up until now, it has been the Booktubeathon. The first year that it's going to be the Reading Rush, and it's also being co-hosted by Raylene over from Padfoot and Prongs 16. I think it's like 16 or some sort of teen number. So it's going to be pretty good, and there's a whole new website that you can go on, and there's forums and all this cool stuff. So a lot of things are happening in the Booktubeathon that is now Reading Rush. I really am very proud of this TBR because I think it is more attainable than some of my last several TBRs. I've been having some trouble with them in the past because I've been putting books that I want to get read rather than putting books that I think I can get read. So I've been more realistic. While it's still books that I want to read, it's more, books that I know I can also accomplish reading. So hopefully that is going to assist in my ability to complete the readathon and complete all of the challenges. So this readathon is based around different types of challenges. There are 7 reading challenges, 7 booktube challenges, 7 Instagram challenges, and reading sprints on Twitter throughout the week. Today, just going to be talking about the reading challenges and nothing else. Nothing else is of concern yet. Most of the other things are not announced until the day of or right before. I'm going to at least daily vlog. I don't know if I'm going to do the video challenges in my vlog or as separate videos. In the past, I've done them as separate videos. That said, I'm going to stop blabbering and wasting time and talking about everything else other than the actual TBR that you came to see. I'm going to tell you the challenge and then what book I chose for the challenge, a synopsis of the book, and about the page numbers and like what format it's in. So challenge number 1 is to read a book with purple on the cover. It's going to be This One Summer by Jillian and Mariko Tamaki. I am so excited to read this. Look it. It's not just a purple freaking cover. It's literally purple inside too. Art style looks so cute. I just am obsessed with the color scheme and the fact that it's like not straight up black and white. This is 319 pages and it is a graphic novel, as you can see, so it's going to be an easy read despite the fact that it is a chunkier graphic novel. That it follows this girl who goes to an island with her family every single year, every summer, and she gets to see her best friend and they get to have the best time and it's amazing. But this year things are a little bit different because our parents won't stop fighting and she and her friend actually end up getting wrapped up in some sort of tragedy in the making. I'm very excited to read this and very excited for it to be part of my TBR. Next challenge is to read a book in the same spot the entire time. So the way that they talked about this is that you could leave that spot. You don't have to sit there in like one sitting, but like that every time that you pick up the book, you have to be in that spot. You can't read the book on the train and then at work and then at home, and you have to read it in one place. So like if I chose my bed, then I have to read it on my bed. Probably not going to do that because I read on my bed all the time anyway. I'm probably going to pick something new and interesting. But the book that I have chosen is The Princess Saves Herself in This One by Amanda Lovelace. I was on and off trying to decide what book I was going to read for this challenge, and I ended up picking up this one because I had a genius idea that includes another challenge later in this, and it came to me and I thought it was brilliant and perfect. 199 pages, but it's a poetry collection, so you see how little black there is that you saw through that fan through. I'm definitely going to be able to finish this easily and swiftly, which is important for me in the readathon because I don't know what my work schedule is going to look like. Like, I mean, I know what it looks like physically, but I just started a second job, so things are a little bit hectic still. Plus, it's tax-free weekend, which is big for my second job. Like, huge. It's actually bigger than Black Friday for us, so it's going to be interesting. That is for sure. All we get for a synopsis on the back of this is the story of a princess turned damsel turned queen. That's all I have heard, that's all I can see, and that's all I want to know. Even when I first saw this cover and this title, that was all I needed to know to be interested in picking this up. It just has this vibe to it that I dig because of the, you know, self-confidence factor. A lot of people would be like, oh, this is going to be feminist, but I see self-confidence and like, you do you and you take care of yourself, and I don't know how to describe it. So the next challenge kind of threw me for a loop and I struggled with for a bit until I decided that this was the best choice for the challenge. So the challenge is to read a book that you meant to read last year. This challenge comes up way too often for me, and that is a problem. Considering the way my shelves are and the way my reading is, most of the books that I would have wanted to read last year, it's because it's for a specific time of the year that I want to read it, and I just didn't get to it that time, so I saved it for the next year. It could probably fit in summer just fine. It just has that rich feeling to me in the synopsis that would bode so well with reading it in fall and winter. A long-winded explanation aside, the only books that I really feel like fit this challenge for me that I can pick up right now and that I should pick up right now because I'm still trying to truck through them is more of the Cassandra Clare books. So I will be picking up The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. I love this short story collection. It is so good because Magnus is one of my favorite humans. What a page. 507 pages, so it's definitely one of the longest books on my TBR. Not actually the longest, you'll see in a second, but it's a short story collection and it will be a reread, so I feel like I can do it. I'm going to stop rambling and ranting now and I'm going to move on, but very excited to pick this one up as well. Basically going to link you to my TBR video, or my wrap-up video, where I first kind of went through what the Mortal Instruments is, because I think that's the series you should start with. So I'll link you to that for a synopsis of the series. The next challenge is to read an author's first book. And this I struggled with for a little while because I looked on my shelves and I didn't really see much of anything that was like an author's first book and especially not really anything that I was in the mood to pick up. So then I turned to some of my ebooks and I was like, well, maybe one of these would be intriguing and could be the author's first book. And turns out one of the books that I am interested in reading and I have as an ebook is that author's first book. And so for that, you probably maybe haven't heard of this, I don't know, but I know it's gonna flicker and I'm so sorry. But it's because this thing is like not like that, like an iPad you can hold up better to be able to see the screen. But it is Sinful Cinderella by Anita Vale or Valley. I feel like it's Vale. I'm very intrigued just by the cover and the title. I don't really need to know anything else. But then I looked at it, I opened the freaking book, and it's 111 pages. Are you kidding me? It's so short. I want to know how she fit a whole story in there. First of all, and second of all, like, it just looks so intriguing to me. I don't know. I'm hopeful that it's going to be a good one. It might be terrible. Who knows? Kind of when I read the synopsis, but I kind of also don't. I don't know. Synopsis to come. I will give you a synopsis after I read it or after I start reading it. So the next challenge is to read a book with a non-human main character. So I was looking around, I was like, oh, I don't know, because I don't want to read the synopses or know anything about my books before I go into them. And then I was like, wait, duh, I know exactly what has some non-human main characters in it, and that is the Throne of Glass series, which I've been re-listening to on audio in case you haven't been watching my wrap-ups. So I'm not telling you who the non-human main characters are. It's, you know, a large cast of characters. There are characters that came from the beginning. There are characters that have come in later. I'm not telling you which ones are not the humans. But what I will tell you is I thought I was gonna listen to the next book after what I just finished, because I had like a month between when I made my TBR and now. So I was like, oh, I'll listen to the next book and then I'll start the next one after that for the readathon. Yeah, well then I realized that wasn't gonna be possible. And the reason for that is because the next book, if I were to have done that, then this would have been the next book. And I'm gonna hold this one up because I don't actually have the book before it, which is the one that I'm gonna read. So I couldn't read Tower of Dawn because this follows really one character in particular that happens to be human from that main cast, as he's like separated from the rest of the main characters. Like he's not with them for a period of time, and this is like entirely during that period of time, and none of those other characters are in it. So that poses an issue. So I literally made the last bit of Queen of Shadows, the last 6 hours I stretched out for a full month. Literally 6.5 hours of the audiobook left. I didn't change the speed of it at all. I literally just listened to it like once a week, every week, so that I wouldn't truck through it. So my draft times have been very music oriented and a little bit unexciting in some aspects, because sometimes you want to listen to a book. I'm actually going to be reading Empire Storms. I just don't have a physical copy of it, but I did have Tower of Dawn, so we're going to hold him up instead. I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember how many of the pages it was. This challenge is to read a book with 5 or more words in the title. So I mentioned earlier that one book would have effect on another book in the TBR or something. The words that I just said didn't actually make sense, I feel like, but I'm just going to pretend they did. It's going to be The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one by... by Amanda Lovelace. Film at midnight, I said. Push yourself to just get it done and get it out of the way so you don't have excuses, and it's already done. Bre. No. So when I was trying to make my decisions for these 2 challenges, I looked at lots of different books, and I realized that the best choice would be to pick the 2 poetry collection books that go together, because A, they're short, B, they're poetry, C, I want to try to finish the readathon, not struggle through it. And I can always read more. I can't, you know, minimize my TBR very easily within myself. I just can't do it. Once I have a TBR, I want to try to read the TBR. 221 pages. I want to get the next one too, the mermaid one, but I need it in hardback. And they don't have hardback at my closest Barnes & Noble, so I may go to the stores that are closer to my second job, which is like in Nashville, so I have more stores there that I could go to and check and find out. We probably will venture to one of those stores at least, just to make the vlogs during the week more fun. So the last challenge is probably like the first one that I honestly actually decided what book I was gonna read. Read and watch a book to movie adaptation. This was a challenge last year, and I read the book and I loved it. But I still have yet to see the movie. oops. This time I'm going to try to do better about that. And I actually looked, and this movie is on Amazon Prime, so she can watch it for freezies. I mean, I pay for Amazon Prime, so it's not technically free, but it feels free because my Amazon Prime payment was like a month ago, so ever since I saw the trailers, I was like, ooh, that's a really interesting concept. I'm very intrigued. I want to know how this works. I want to know how this, intrigue. And that is Every Day by David Levithan. I didn't actually realize that this was a book first because I didn't really know that much about David Levithan because I haven't read any of his books yet, but I'm about to read one of his books and I'm very excited. But I will read this and watch the movie. It is 370 pages, but my brain is so, oh my god, why did I think this is a good idea? I probably have been like slightly out of focus this whole time and I apologize. I can't do it today. So I'm just gonna call it good at this point for this TBR. I am so excited for these books, all of them. Honestly, I'm very excited for. You get a badge on the website. You get a badge for every challenge that you complete. I want all of the badges that you can humanly possibly get for that website, like at all. I want to win them all. So I'm going to try my best to do as many things as I can to get as many badges as I can. So hopefully it goes well. I'm very intrigued to see how it goes. We'll see. And as far as my vlogs go, they're going to be hopefully much better quality because I am switching from using my phone to vlog to using my GoPro. Why I didn't think of this sooner, I can't tell you. I'm going to stop rambling now because this is probably like the longest of all of the TBRs ever because I'm just not ready. I'm not ready. But what I am ready for is for Monday to get here so I can start reading these books. Although I should probably finish the book I'm currently reading before then. I apologize for the scatterbrainedness of this video. If you made it to the end, gold star for you. Come on, let's end the video. Peace out, Bear Scouts.
Bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your stress. I mean bare necessities. That's why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. Yeah, with just the bare necessities of life.